So Mike White still in the lead by half a point over Rob Bell, but the drama builds with that man. Chris Shivers had part one go according to plan last night, but he still must take care of business in part two. The reigning champ must ride tonight or he is not going to the finals. Watch it happen. When we come back, you're watching the PBR on OLS. Well, we all just assumed Chris Shivers was immortal, but alas, this winter that notion was proved untrue. The reigning PBR champ was sent to the sidelines for 6 months following surgery on his shoulder and hip, and now, odd as it seems, his back is against the wall. Ride tonight or spend the PBR finals sitting at home. I sat down with the $1 Million Man, Chris Shivers, for tonight's Bud Light Profile. Obviously, Adriano is the front runner for the gold buckle this year, but who do you think, yourself excluded obviously, could come up and surprise everybody and pluck that gold buckle this year?
You know, buddy of mine, Mike White, he's slowly creeping up right now. You know, he's one of the guys that can really make a run at the finals, and if he has a good finals and the way he rides and he's got a great style and the judges seem to like it, and he can be just a few more points than the rest of the guys, so look forward to him doing good.
Injury aside, are you riding right now at the same level that you were riding a year ago when you won the title, or have you backed up a notch?
You know, I think I've backed up a notch. You know, it just seems like when you win the world and maybe over a period of a year that you can gather all that stamina back up and really get the desire and the want to, and you think with those 6 months that I laid out, I think it really didn't set in until it was too late, you know, and that's my problem, and that's something I'll have to deal with, and if a guy wants it bad enough, he'll go get it somehow. So a frank admission by Chris Shivers there, and of course you heard him talk about Mike White as the guy that he believes could win the title, and look who's standing on that bucking chute pulling the rope for Chris Shivers, his good buddy and traveling partner, Mike White.
Well, they roomed together here on the Bill Ford Tough Series, and they pull for each other, and Chris Shivers needs this ride. But enough about Chris Shivers. Let's talk about me, man. I'm going crazy over here.
You're a little extra animated. You want this for Chris Shivers, and so do the fans.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a lot of great things, a lot of drama over the years, but this one ride is enormous. There's fewer times we've seen more at stake for a big-name guy.
Let's recap the implications. You know that Chris Shivers sits 57th on the money list, and only the top 45 go to Vegas. Of course, he missed half the season with the shoulder and the hip problem, and that's why he's down so low. He rode yesterday 87.5 points on Woodstack, but that's not going to be enough. He needs to finish here in the top 5, more or less, to get himself enough money. They've already had a handful of guys ride one higher than him. He must ride this bull, or the finals are done for Chris Shivers. Fakes to the left, now back to the right away from his hand. He looks centered and comfortable. A little bit back on his rope. Does he get to it? I heard the buzzer. I don't know. I thought it was awfully close. He sees 7.5 on the clock. I wonder what the judges will say. Is this over for Chris Shivers? I think the clock might be wrong.
I'll tell you what. I thought the buzzer went off when he was on the bull.
I agree.
I really do.
Chris Shivers thinks that he's bucked off. We're starting to see scores come into the computer. The judges might give him a score. It's going to be hard to tell.
And this is a horrible bull that's just not kicking at all. And we talk about how flat they are, how hard they ought to ride, but you can't get any points. And he's just going to get rolled over there. And it's, oh, I don't know.
You know what? They're giving him a 0. They say that Chris Shivers has bucked off. Watch the clock. Although we heard the buzzer a little before the clock stopped. I don't know. It seemed like it stopped with his hand still on the rope. Either way, the judge
might have been wishful thinking on our part.
Maybe. And you see the anguish in Chris Shivers. No score. His season is over. Chris Shivers alone backstage in Columbus with his thoughts and the likelihood that there will be no PBR finals for the reigning champion. Chris Shivers, with everything on the line, gave it his all. The clock was so close to 8, but the judges say just a little bit shy. And so the reigning world champion will likely not make it to the PBR finals. Chris Shivers alone and out. Back in Columbus, awaiting the start of the short go, you're looking at Chris Shivers getting the news that he did not make the championship round. He saw the draw, as we all do, for the short go. His name is not on it. And with that announcement, Chris Shivers' season comes to an end. Hi, everybody. We welcome you back to Columbus, Ohio. Brett Haber alongside Justin McKee, and that is the story at this hour. The reigning world champion, Chris Shivers, failed to ride his second round bull. He will not make the top 45 in the PBR finals. Justin, how surprised are you that this two-time world champion with his back against the wall didn't step up?
Well, I'm very surprised. Matter of fact, I'm not only surprised, I'm a little devastated. I'm shell-shocked, if you want to try to put it into words. A lot of people pulling for Chris, including myself, to make it to the finals. I'm disappointed the way it happened. Had he been bucked off a tougher bull, it wouldn't bother me so much. But I just hate to see a two-time world champion like that struggle on that kind of a bull.
Well, you may be asking yourself, 87.5 got two guys into the championship round. Chris Shivers had 87.5. Why wasn't he one of them? A tie was broken, and to explain how, let's go to Leah Garcia. She's standing by with Director of Judging for the PBR, Cody Custer. Leah?
We're behind the scenes right now, and it's always confusing when we've got so many men in the last hole. I'm with Cody Custer. What is the final decision that has to be made for that?
Anytime there's a tie for the 15th place, it goes to the back judge's score, and the high man on the back judge score gets to get in, and the low man doesn't. And so, in this case, unfortunately, Chris was the low man, and that's just part of it, I guess.
The possibility of missing that final hole by a couple of points. Justin McKee said that he was shocked and surprised. Your thoughts?
You know, that's the way things go. You know, things happen for a reason. If I would have been square on that bull last night, I would have been probably 88 or 89. So it's not nobody's fault but mine. Cody Custer does his job well, and my hat's off to them guys that have to judge all these great bull rides. And guys that ride the best is the one that deserve to go to the finals, and maybe next year will be my year. So.
Well, I know I speak for a lot of us that we will miss you at the finals.